back at y'all. Thanks. Last time I talked to y'all, I was talking to y'all. I was talking about New Jack City. I ended with about New Jack City. First, I need to be clear on some things about myself. I'm not one to be seeking to sell a false reality. I'm not one who believes he's really out of touch with what's going on in America, or what's going on period with black people, or going on period with the criminal justice system. Or I really believe I am in touch with a lot of topics, a lot of subject matters. I'm not one who's seeking to be some type of savior of peoples, or want to be some fake Malcolm X, Farrakhan type man. The person I am, the way I speak, and the way I speak, and if anybody that have known me over the years know I have always been the same man. I speak how I speak. I speak the truth. I stand on my positions I stand on my position of consciousness. I stand on my position of truth. I stand on my position of telling it like it is. I'm also not one who talk one way and then do another thing. That's not me. I'm not a hypocritical type of man. I'm not perfect by no means. I'm striving to be a more perfect man. Let's just be clear on that. So I want all this stuff to be clear when I'm talking about the things I'm talking about. I'm talking from a standpoint, a viewpoint of how I winded up in the situation I winded up in, how I changed my mental programming, how I evolved, and the struggles with all that, and the struggles that came with all of that. I'm not speaking on subject matters that I don't know anything about. I don't argue without knowledge. I don't debate without knowledge. So me speaking to the people, or me speaking to y'all, or speaking to a family, or speaking to those I love, I'm speaking from a position of experience. I'm speaking from a position of a man who have traveled down that road. I'm speaking from a position of love, from a position of righteousness. And I know people don't give a damn about that shit. I know that. But does that mean I don't supposed to speak it? See, the facts of the matter is, through history, there has never been. God has never sent, and mama has never produced. No mama has produced an army of kids who all fall in the cause of consciousness, who all fall in the cause of rising up the people, who all fall in the cause of standing on truth. But if you look, research history, or even research your own family history, you always find out that there's always one who's standing up for a cause. There's always one who is standing on a position of righteousness. It's always one. God always called one. And I'm not saying that God called me, but I'm saying that there is always one person that's going to speak out. It's not easy talking about these topics. It's not easy giving insight on the mental thinking of man, especially the mental thinking of myself. You know, I'm exposing myself. I'm giving people insight on my life, on my thinking. So I say man, I'm not one who's at asleep at the wheel. I'm not asleep at the wheel. I know what's going on. I am very conscious of this. I recognize fake. I know real. And people say, well, nigga, you fresh out of jail. No nobody want to hear that stuff you talking about. You been gone 19 years. You out of touch. You a stupid nigga. Man, you know what I say? I always say, man, they said the same stuff about Jesus, man. They said the same stuff about Prophet Muhammad, man. They said the same stuff about Malcolm X, Elijah Muhammad, Martin Luther King, They say the same stuff about the same people who go against the status quo. But I'm here to tell y'all about myself, man. I'm here telling y'all about, how I wound up in the situation I was in, and how I fought to get out the situation. But more so, the most important part about my life is what led up to me getting in the situation I got in. So I spoke about New Jack City, and I want to say that my mental conditioning was based on a lot of movies, because I took what Hollywood's sought to do, but yet they try to make it seem as if though they didn't seek to do this, and then use our own black people to act as if though that wasn't what they was doing. They took and highlighted all the troubles in the urban communities in the hood, put them on a big screen like Boys in the Hood, New Jack City, Juice, put these things on a big screen for all to see, not just in America but in other countries, and perpetuate the black man in the urban communities as savagery peoples, as people who have no morals, principles, values for their own self, much longer their own people. And what happened with movies like Boys in the Hood or Juice? Those movies highlighted or reached a group of men or kids and teenagers who really wasn't even conscious of what was going on in their neighborhoods. And what those movie deals was highlighted and then made younger men make a choice or begin to be influential on the minds of the men. So with me, Hollywood played a role on my life. Boys in the Hood was a movie that made me understand how to be a boy in the hood, to be a nigga in the hood, hang out in the hood. It perpetuated black on black crime and let me know that I have to get me a gun now. I gotta get with my guys in the hood. I gotta get with the GDs or at that time it was the GDs. I was surrounded by vice lords, black gangsters. I was surrounded by black souls. So it made me understand that I had to find a clique to be around. It let me understand that I had to keep a gun on me. It had to let me understand if somebody down one of my men, I gotta go and shoot at them and down them. That's what this movie began to shape in my mind. And say, oh, you stupid, you let a movie dictate your actions. But 90% of all our actions are dictated from even commercials, movies, an ideal. You see it, you put it in your mind, and it begins to cultivate. Then when you walk out your door and you see these things happen right before you, you begin to identify and understand them now, because I seen Boys in the Hood, so now I see why my man out here selling that work. He doing what Cube was doing in Boys in the Hood. Well, I see why my man got the gun. Oh, that's what that was about. I was a young man who was being cultivated through that. So Boys in the Hood played a role in this. That movie played a role on the minds of the men, not just me. I know many men this movie played a role in influence man life. When the movie Juice came out, if you was around in them times, if you go and watch that movie right now today, who wouldn't want to be Tupac? Who wouldn't running around talking about they bishop now? Who back in those days wasn't running around saying the famous line that Tupac said over and over, that Tupac said in the movie? When he said to my man, you know what, last time you called me crazy, I tripped. But you know what? I am crazy. I'm a crazy motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. Those lines were so impactful to the men that when we left those movie theaters, that's what we was on. We was on some I don't give a fuck. We was on some, man, hey, I am crazy. Because that's what embedded in the minds of the men to make us say, I'm crazy. I don't give a fuck. Nigga, I down you. Nigga, I don't give a fuck. I go out here and get this money and whatever. I go to jail. I go to the state joint. and the feds come to holler at me, I don't give a fuck, man. That was our attitude. But where did that derive from? Man, I wanted the juice. Who didn't want the juice? Who still don't want the juice? Men want the juice in all type of levels of the game, in all type of sectors of life, in all type of organizations. Who don't want the juice in the political parties, the Democrats, the Republicans? Who don't want the juice? Crip, Blood, Vice Lord, GD, Stone. Who don't want the juice in these organizations? But that derived from Hollywood. That derived, if you research history, that derives from a sickness that was embedded in the minds of the people. But y'all say, man, that's some conspiracy theory stuff you talking, man. It ain't conspiracy theory because I'm telling you the facts about my life. I'm telling you the facts of what drove me. New Jack City, Minister Society, Boys in the Hood. These movies was coming back to back to back to back. Ask yourself right now. Ask yourself why Hollywood don't put these movies out right now. Why Hollywood don't do it right now? Because Hollywood don't have to do it right now. Because why? The objective has already been met. They have dumped down man to the lowest capacity. They have black on black crime to the highest rate. They have drug dealing at the highest rate. They have gang banging at the highest rate. Those movies from that era showed and proved what's going on right now today. Those movies helped us because it degenerated us. It made us take steps back from life. And as we degenerated, the generations the study came before us, degenerated as well. But when you research history and do this and count the steps backwards, you get back to these movies. But with that, I'm gonna leave y'all, and I got more to talk about. I got more to give y'all. I got more real insight to speak about. Not just no doggone jailhouse, 19 years in federal prison. Because I know none of y'all don't even give a damn about me doing 19 years in federal prison. Because the fact of the matter is, a bunch of y'all got family members that's doing a lot of time in prison. That's the facts that we don't even want to acknowledge. We want to shun them and keep them hidden off. Well, follow me, man, on my YouTube page, Urban Streets to the BOP, to Becoming Me. On my Facebook page, y'all go to it. I got plenty of videos on that. I'm a life coach, accountability life coach. If you want to speak to me, you can email me at can'twaikentertainment17@gmail.com. And if it's really urgent, email me and I'll give you my number. We could talk straight up, one-on-one. I'll get back at y'all later.